Hello again, this is Dan with Novice No Longer, and this is the third video in my video series, which is showing you how to set up, register a new website, get it set up, get WordPress installed, and shows you everything you need to know about that. In the first video, I walked you through signing up with Bluehost and getting a free domain name, setting up your hosting, and installing WordPress in one click in less than 6 minutes. In the second video, I showed you all of the changes and the plugins I install on every single fresh WordPress install that I do. That's a little bit longer video, and it'll give you a good idea of things that you should be doing every single time. But now I'm going to take a step back and explain how everything works. So if you're already familiar with WordPress, you might be able to skip a few of these videos. But I'm going to start off, I'm going to show you the dashboard and then talk a little bit about the difference between posts and pages. And we're going to get into all the other things a little bit later on. But the very first thing I want to do is actually turn off one of the things that I turned on in the last video, and that is a plugin. So let me go to Plugin, Installed Plugins. And the one I'm going to turn off is WordPress Super Cache. The reason being is every time we make a change to this backend, if this is enabled, it's not going to show on our front end just because it's saved the old version. And if we want it to show, we'd have to clear the cache from the memory every time we want to see a change. And if you're actually making changes and doing things to your website, that's really bad because you can't see what you're doing. However, if your website is live and you're getting a lot of traffic, that's good because you're not hitting the database as much and the website's going to load so much faster and it's going to stay live even if you get a ton of traffic. So right now we're going to go into settings here. I'm just going to turn caching off. So update status. Perfect. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is change the default theme, because the default theme that's included with WordPress installs, it's good, it's modern. I'm going to show you. Go up here to where your title of your website is and press View Website in order to view it. I pressed Command and clicked it. That way it opened in a new tab. And you can see right here, this is great for tablets. It looks nice and modern, but it's a little bit difficult to explain everything that I want to explain in these tutorials. So we're going to change it to one of WordPress's old default themes. So I'm going to close this and then Appearance, Themes. I'm going to change it to 2013. So I'm just going to do this and press Activate. And I'm going to walk over in a few other tutorials. I'm going to walk you through how to find the best theme, what to look for in themes, and how to install it and all that stuff. But for now, I'm just going to switch it, press Activate here. And you can see new theme activated. I can visit site here, or you can go back up here to visit site. I'm going to do it here just for consistency. And you can see it looks completely different now. And I'm going to explain exactly what you're looking at here. But first, I want to go back to the dashboard. All right. So the dashboard is what you see every single time that you log into your website. It's the very first page, or log into the back end of your website. It's going to be a place for all your at-a-glance information that you need to see and everything you need to look at. Now, the cool thing is we can customize this. If you have not installed or connected the Jetpack plugin, which is one that's included with your install, which I walked you through in the last tutorial video, you're not going to see this site stats. Or if you haven't moved it like I did, you'll see it down here somewhere in this corner. I always like dragging it up to the top right because the site stats is something that I look at every single time I log into my website. And sometimes I only log in to the dashboard only to see site stats. It's a great replacement for Google Analytics. It's not a complete replacement because Google Analytics allows you to do so much more, but for at-a-glance information, having site stats there is fantastic in terms of just at-a-glance nice information. And once we get a little bit of traffic, this has 0 traffic right now, but once we get a little bit of traffic, it's going to show you the top posts, searches that people are doing in order to find your site, as well as just how each day compares. There's going to be a chart showing each of your days and a little bar graph so you can see your traffic going up or down, hopefully up and up and up. Okay. Now, if we want to customize this, because WordPress news, that's something I never really look at. Quick draft is something that I never use because I just go to create a new draft or create a new post, and I'll show you that in this video. What you can do is up here, screen options. And you'll see the right here, you can just select and unselect things. So WordPress news, never going to look at that. Quick draft, never going to use that. Everything else I do like, and I'm going to keep. So you can just close that here. So I like having a dashboard that's nice, clean, simple. I don't need to scroll or do anything to see anything. And again, it gives me at-a-glance information. I can also look at what's recently published, recent comments, as well as reply directly inline. There's a lot of things that you can do right here directly from the dashboard. And that's about it for the dashboard. So next I'm going to take you into posts and pages. So before I do that, I'm going to go back to the blog so I can show you what these look like on the front end. We can see right here, this is our very first post. It's included with every new WordPress install, just called Hello World, and then sample page, which is part of a menu, which I'm going to explain a little bit later. So I'm going to open up both of these in different pages, or in different tabs, excuse me. So Hello World right here, and sample page, new tab. All right, so in the last video, I showed you how to change the permalink structure for your website. So the first thing you should notice is up here, it does the year, the date, and then the slug, or in this case, it's simply the name of what this post is called. So you can scroll down, welcome to WordPress, this is your first post, edit it, delete it, and then start blogging. This is the content of the post. And then right here, this is a comment. So the best way to think of posts is time-sensitive information. So they're going to be like status updates or any content that's fresh, date-sensitive that is going to be happening. Like if you decide to post 1 time a week or 2 times a week, those are all going to be posts. If you start a podcast, those are all going to be posts. Posts are going to be dynamic content, and your homepage here is going to be constantly updated with the newest one showing up at the top here and then going under and under and under as your posts get older. Instead, what a page is it's slightly different. A page will be evergreen content. And what I mean by evergreen content, it's content that is not date sensitive. So this right here is a sample page. Things that you would use pages for is going to be like an about section, a contact section. All of these things that are always going to be there and they're evergreen content, those are all going to be pages. So let me show you on Novice no longer exactly how I have mine set up. So once this page loads, all of these up here, these are all pages. So my about page, workshops, I created a page, non-programmer's guide to getting an app in the App Store, this is a page, resources, both of these are pages. Everything basically that you see in this menu, except for podcasts, this is a category, but it's a little bit more complicated, I'll explain it later. But then if you scroll down, all of these are posts. So this is my last podcast as of this recording. These are other podcasts and other posts that I've done. So I published all of those as posts. And you can see if I click into this, I actually don't have the date and time. I decided not to do that. But you can see that whatever I chose as my permalink structure is how this is formatted. And then the about section also doesn't have any of the little information there. All right, so that's a brief overview of posts versus pages. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to create posts and pages and all of the things you need to be filling out.